Yo, Patrick Mahomes, hold your head, fella. Jared Goff, I tip my hat to you, sir. That was a game, man. That was a game, cuz like them boys came out. I ain't gonna say they came out. Kansas City ain't really come out looking ready to play, but in the end, I mean, the overall 54 to 51, you got a team 9-2 and a team 10-1. That was a game, yo. Like that was a game for real. And the what I love the most, it's a lot of stuff that I love about this whole dynamic. But what I love the most is Patrick Mahomes is 23, Jared Goff is 24. We got at least 10 more years of this where we can low key cultivate a rivalry, dog, because both of them is raw. Like I heard during the telecast, one of the analysts say, uh, what's his name? What's my man name? Jeff Fisher should be ashamed of himself because he had us thinking that Jared Goff was a bust. Bro, Jared Goff is he not a GOAT, but man, listen, cuz when you could throw for 413 with 4 touchdowns, one thing for both of them, both of them, both of y'all boys, Jared Goff and Patrick, y'all need to learn how to protect the ball. Protect the ball because the for both of them, for both of their fumble losses, it was trivial. They shouldn't have lost the ball at that time. And both of them, Patrick Mahomes a little more so than Jared Goff, know how to be mobile. So they know, protect the ball. They coming in swiping. For this game to be such a high scoring game, all right, it's just so much, bro. The kickers, my field goal kickers, yo, we gonna have some serious talks. You know what I'm saying? On both sides, both of them boys missed field goals, point after attempts, and they missed them. We if I'm Andy Reid and if I'm Sean McVay, we gonna have some conversations. I love Sean McVay, dog. Sean McVay is a coach. He's a player's coach. He's like a Sean McVay reminds me of a young Pete Carroll, low key, because he's a player's coach, but you rock with him at the same time. He put me in that mindset. But if I'm Andy Reid and Sean McVay, I'm having a talk with both of my field goal kickers. Outside of that, man, another takeaway: Patrick Mahomes, bro. He say what you want to about him. The young boy is not scared. He ain't scared. He composed. He had 3 interceptions. The first 2, let's take away the last one because he at this point it's desperation. You trying to win the game. I don't like it, but I like it, if that makes sense. And then when you look at Patrick Mahomes' two interceptions, both of them were gunslinger Brett Favre type of interceptions. It was like, bro, you don't got no business doing that, but at the same time, you going for it. So you can't. He's not scared. 6 touchdowns, man. 6 touchdowns, bro. Like, let that sink in for a minute. And at the same token, because he threw for 478, almost 500 yards. At the same token, Tyreek Hill, man. Tyreek Hill, dog. 215 yards. Nothing else to say. Hey, but at the same time, bruh, Aaron Donald is a problem, man. He's a problem. Khalil Mack is a monster, but Aaron Donald, bruh, I ain't got no words, man. I ain't got no words. But one thing, Kansas City, if they want to improve on what mistakes they make, because they make a lot of mistakes, but they do so much good stuff on the back end that it covers up the mistakes. But if Kansas City wants to win, what they need to do is stop letting teams get out to these early leads on them. That's been their issue this entire time. They let these teams get out to an early lead, then they got to play catch up. They do a good job of playing catch up, but they got to stop playing catch up. Sean McVay, one thing I do not like, and it's just a preference, but your bread and butter is Todd Gurley. I feel like it's a slap in the face to Todd Gurley when it's such a big game. It's a lot on the line, and he only has 55 yards rushing in 12 attempts and gets targeted 3 times. I think that's a slap in the face to him because it's low key it's an MVP type of year, or it was shaping up to be an MVP type of year for him, and it's hey man, Marshawn Lynch was a gentleman about, having the spotlight taken away from him because they wanted the quarterback to be the hero instead of the bad guy. Todd Gurley ain't even the bad guy. Marshawn Lynch plays to be the bad. He embraces the bad guy role. Todd Gurley don't even embrace that type of. He ain't even on that type of time, and that man gets, I feel, slightly disrespected because these type of moments right here taken away from him. Todd Gurley should have been, Todd Gurley should have had a 200-yard game and Jared Goff a 200-yard game. I feel like that would have been balanced enough, but they didn't get him rolling fast enough as far as getting him involved in the game, because he could have did some work. I ain't gonna stunt. Kansas City has their pass defense was decent. It was decent. They had some plays. I mean, both sides of the ball, pass defense had plays. The DBs got torched though, like on both sides. They got torched, which is to expect because the officiating was just, it was horrendous. But let's not even go into that because next week the same thing could happen again. I mean, officiating in these games all season has just been garbage, but that's besides the point right now. But yeah, man, Todd Gurley, I feel like he needs to get some more respect, but I just cannot. I feel like I cannot tip my hat to Patrick Mahomes enough. Like, really hold your head up high, young fella. When he left off the field, he was hanging his head, man. He was hanging his head, but I don't think he should have, because he put up a hell of a performance. He really did. He really did. I enjoyed it myself. I enjoyed it. Hey Merrick, y'all boys did it, man. Y'all did it again. Y'all did it again. 10-1. 10-1. I don't know any Kansas City fans. Keep it G with you. My boy JT from college, Money Man, he's a Kansas City fan. But outside of that, I don't really know no Kansas City fans, man. I don't. But both teams put on a show, man. I'm glad I got to witness that, bro. I'm glad I got to witness that. That's one of them documented games that you tell your kids about in a couple years or some years down the road. But yeah, man, getting them comments, like and subscribe. YouTube, Gregory Santana. Instagram and Twitter, Red Game Santana.
I just want to say thank you, man. To every hater, thank you. Every other city I go, I appreciate it. From the bottom of my heart, no more. I mean that.